The episode begins with the main character regaining consciousness in complete darkness. Confused, he wonders where he is, why he cannot see anything, and why the lights are not turning on. As he tries to move, he realizes that his body will not respond at all. Suddenly, he hears a cracking sound, and the darkness fades away, revealing a dense forest in front of him. At that moment, a status window appears. The main character learns that he has been reincarnated as a dragon egg. The status explains that this is his personal status window, which displays his abilities in numerical values for easier understanding. He is told that he possesses a special skill called Divine Voice, currently at level 1, which allows him to hear the system's voice. Confused, he asks if he has entered some kind of game world. The Divine Voice apologizes, stating that it cannot answer that question yet because its level is too low. Realizing that leveling up may unlock answers, the Dragon Egg tries to question the system further about who it is and where he is, but the system refuses to respond. Frustrated, he attempts to move forward, but ends up falling. His health decreases slightly, but he gains a falling resistance skill and a title skill called Clumsy. He begins rolling again and eventually reaches a body of water, where he sees his reflection for the first time and realizes fully that he has become an egg. The status explains that he is an F-rank monster, a dragon egg, and if his shell breaks, he will die. It also mentions that dragon eggs are extremely weak, with low intelligence because their brains are not yet fully developed. At this stage, the egg can only roll. The system warns him that adventurers often hunt and destroy dragon eggs, putting him in constant danger. While rolling again, he accidentally levels up his roll skill from level 1 to level 2, gaining better control over his direction. However, he loses control due to increased speed and falls again, taking heavy damage. This causes his falling resistance and clumsy skills to level up as well. His HP drops dangerously low to just 3 points. Deciding to rest, he remains still until night falls. After resting, his HP fully recovers. He resumes rolling and starts thinking about his situation, realizing that this world resembles an RPG, where gaining experience leads to leveling up and evolution. Soon after, he encounters a monster called a Dark Worm, which has the title Egg Eater. The worm notices him and begins attacking. The egg rolls away desperately, but the worm continues chasing him. Understanding that he cannot escape, the egg checks the worm's status and realizes that direct attacks would kill him. Instead, using his falling resistance skill, the egg lures the worm toward a cliff. When the worm loses balance near the edge, the egg attacks and knocks it into the abyss. Believing the fight is over, the egg relaxes, but the worm survives the fall and attacks again. Moments later, the worm suddenly dies from accumulated damage. The egg gains experience points, rapidly leveling up to level 5, which is the maximum level for his current form. The system informs him that he is now eligible to evolve and presents 2 evolution options: Baby Dragon and Little Dragon. The Little Dragon is explained as a dwarf-type dragon that can breathe fire and is feared by adventurers. The Baby Dragon, on the other hand, is physically weaker, considered tasty prey by humans and monsters, but has high long-term potential and can evolve into various dragon species. Initially, the egg chooses Little Dragon for safety. At that moment, a mysterious hand appears, grabbing him, and a voice tells him to grow stronger, reach the top, and not disappoint it. The Divine Voice skill levels up to level 2. Reconsidering his choice after recalling that baby dragons have greater evolutionary potential, the main character changes his decision and chooses Baby Dragon instead. The system accepts his choice and evolves him into a baby dragon, granting him multiple new skills. After evolving, he notices that his HP and MP are not fully restored, so he rests again. Feeling intense hunger, he decides to eat the Dark Worm's corpse, despite its terrible taste, believing that becoming stronger requires sacrifice. The next morning, he wakes up and confirms that the transformation was real. He realizes he once was human, though he cannot remember who he was. He identifies himself as Reincarnated and understands that he has been reborn into an RPG-like world. Soon after, multiple worms attack him. This time, he easily defeats them using his new abilities and unlocks his Baby Breath skill, allowing him to breathe fire. His level rises quickly to level 15. Feeling hungry again, he eats mushrooms, which taste awful but grant him poison resistance. He later hunts a gray wolf, defeats it using fire and physical attacks, and discovers that its meat tastes good. As evening falls, he continues hunting wolves and reaches level 20. While grilling meat using his fire, he reflects on his loneliness and wishes to make friends. Suddenly, he hears human voices. Curious and excited, he approaches them and hides behind a tree. He sees a group of armored adventurers. Believing his cute appearance will prevent conflict, he reveals himself and asks them not to attack him. However, the adventurers perceive him as a dangerous monster. One of them slashes him with a sword, injuring him badly, while another uses magic to paralyze him. Unable to move, the baby dragon realizes his mistake in trusting humans. As the adventurers prepare to kill him, a female adventurer named Mriia steps in and stops them. The dragon loses consciousness. When he wakes up, he sees Mriia healing him despite knowing he is a dragon. Grateful, he thanks her. Mriia's MP is almost depleted due to healing him. The dragon gains a language-related skill, allowing him to partially understand her speech. Suddenly, terrifying monster roars echo through the forest. Mriia realizes her companions are in danger and runs to save them despite her low MP. The dragon tries to stop her, but is still partially paralyzed. Forcing himself to move, the baby dragon, realizing that the paralysis affecting his body has finally worn off. As he regains control, his attention immediately turns to Mriia. She is badly injured, and before he can react properly, a new enemy appears in front of him. A system window opens, identifying the monster as a little rock dragon, a rank C species. Despite the name, the creature is massive. Its status shows slight paralysis, but its HP is still extremely high. The dragon realizes instantly that this enemy is far beyond what he can handle right now. Mriia collapses, and panic sets in. The other two men who came with her are in terrible condition. One of them is already dead, and the other is unconscious and bleeding heavily. The baby dragon understands that if the rock dragon gets any closer, everyone will die. The divine voice urges him to run. It tells him clearly that he has no skills, no stats, and no chance of winning this fight. The dragon hesitates, torn between survival and abandoning Mriia. As the rock dragon moves toward her, the baby dragon makes a decision. Instead of running away, he uses roll to put himself in danger and draw the monster's attention. A title notification appears, granting him the title King of Evasion, but he angrily ignores it. The rock dragon attacks relentlessly. Even when the baby dragon stays out of range, the monster uses tremor, proving that evasion alone won't be enough. The baby dragon is forced to keep moving, desperately thinking of another way. He launches an attack, and for a moment it works. The rock dragon takes damage, but immediately begins recovering HP. Realizing the battle is unwinnable, the baby dragon abandons the idea of fighting. He chooses instead to save Mriia. Lifting her weakened body, he flees the battlefield. Her HP continues to drop from blood loss, and he briefly considers using magic to heal her, but quickly realizes he cannot. His only option is to get her somewhere safe. Following the faint scent of humans, he runs through the forest. Along the way, a pack of gray wolves surrounds him. Exhausted and injured, the baby dragon pushes himself beyond his limit, forcing his way through. At last, he reaches a human village. He cries out for help, desperately trying to explain that he is not an enemy and that he only wants to save the girl. Villagers gather, alarmed by the presence of a dragon. Just as tension peaks, they notice Mriia's condition and rush to help her. The rock dragon is reported to have retreated, and the villagers stay alert in case it returns. A healer named Marielle is summoned, and Mriia is taken in for treatment. Watching from a distance, the baby dragon feels relief, knowing she will survive. At the same time, a new title appears, Itty Bitty Hero Level 1. Another title follows soon after, Hated for Being Brave. The baby dragon loses consciousness. When the episode shifts, Mriia awakens in Marielle's house 2 days later. Marielle explains that Mriia was gravely wounded and required powerful white magic to survive. Mriia learns the truth about what happened to her companions. Grants was found dead in the forest, crushed by rocks. Daz's body was never recovered, and everyone assumes he was eaten by the rock dragon. Mriia realizes she is the only survivor and is overwhelmed with guilt. A flashback reveals Daz's personality. He was reckless, prideful, and often hunted monsters without thinking. Children in the village admired him because he always protected them, but his arrogance ultimately led him to challenge the rock dragon. The flashback shows how Daz manipulated Mriia into joining the hunt, even after Mriia warned them never to fight a rock dragon. Grant supported Daz's lie, and Mriia reluctantly agreed to go. Back in the present, Mriia wonders how she made it back to the village. She remembers being attacked deep in the forest and questions how she survived. Villagers claim she was found unconscious near the village and saved by someone named Gregory. Confused and uncertain, Mriia accepts the explanation, though something feels wrong. The scene then returns to the baby dragon, now healed. He reflects on his weakness and how powerless he was against the rock dragon. Despite evolving earlier, he realizes he is still far too weak to protect anyone. Determined to grow stronger, he activates Call Allies, summoning dark worms. A new title appears, Wrongdoer. Though disturbed by it, the baby dragon pushes forward. He fights the summoned monsters, gaining experience with each defeat. One by one, they fall. As he continues, his level finally increases, and a notification announces that he has met the requirements for evolution. An evolution menu appears, presenting multiple paths: Kid Dragon, Kid Marble Dragon, Mini Dragon, Mini Angel Dragon, and Young Plague Dragon. He reviews each option carefully. The Young Plague Dragon catches his attention due to its intelligence and the ability to transform into a human, but its association with disaster and evil terrifies him, and he rejects it outright. He considers the Kid Dragon and Kid Marble Dragon, noting their improved physical strength and magical potential. He examines the mini types, learning about their limited growth but stable evolution paths. The Mini Angel Dragon stands out for its white magic and protective abilities, though its combat power is low. He realizes that evolving could eventually allow him to become human and enter the village. Among the choices, one evolution stands out: Plague. However, this path would turn him into an evil dragon. He hesitates, worried about the consequences, but his thoughts return to Mriia. Determined to gain the human transformation skill no matter what, he convinces himself that he can still live a pure and honest life, even if things go wrong. After making up his mind, he chooses to evolve. The system announces that he has evolved from a baby dragon into a young plague dragon. As the transformation finishes, the dragon immediately feels uneasy. His appearance looks far more sinister than before. His view stat skill increases from level 2 to level 3, allowing him to check his skill details. The divine voice skill also levels up, and he gains new abilities, including Fly and Dragon Scale Powder. His normal skill, Nibble, evolves into Venom Fangs, and he receives multiple dark abilities such as Dark Type, Diseased Breath, and Paralyzing Venom Claws. On top of that, he gains the title Calamity, while the Wrongdoer title levels up. Confused and frustrated, the dragon realizes that he did not receive the human transformation skill he was promised. He demands answers from the divine voice, but it refuses to explain at his current level. Left with no choice, he decides to inspect his skills manually. When he checks Dragon Scale Powder, he learns that simply flapping his wings spreads a deadly miasma capable of destroying entire nations at maximum level. The revelation horrifies him. Next, he examines Diseased Breath, which spreads highly contagious disease and once wiped out an entire civilization. Shaken, he checks his titles. The Itty Bitty Hero title increases damage slightly and influences evolution paths toward heroism. In contrast, Wrongdoer strengthens Dark-type attacks, but makes learning white magic harder and slows recovery, pushing him further toward an evil evolution route. Regretting his decision, the dragon desperately wishes to revert back to being a baby dragon. The scene then shifts to the human village. Mriia and Mriia inspect the village's warding stones, which form a barrier meant to discourage monsters from entering. Mriia explains that the charm is ineffective against monsters with strong will or purpose. Mriia wonders if the dragon from before was actually trying to help. Mriia warns her not to to grow attached to monsters. Mriia asks to learn more about monsters, and Mriia explains how monsters level up, evolve, and grow stronger through repeated transformations. She reveals that special individuals like heroes and saints can hear the divine voice, which is how humans learned about monster evolution. Mriia warns that no matter how kind a monster may seem, it will eventually evolve into something more dangerous and turn on humans. Back in the forest, the dragon resolves to level up quickly and become a hero rather than a demon king. He sets out to gain experience, but is suddenly trapped by sticky threads. A powerful spider monster, Tarantarouge, appears. The dragon attempts to fight using baby breath, burning the spider and gaining fire resistance, but the damage is minimal. He follows up with paralyzing venom claws, partially paralyzing the spider, but it still retains half its health and becomes enraged. Realizing he cannot win, the dragon tries to flee. His paralysis wears off quickly, and he panics when his fly skill fails to activate properly. As the chase continues, his roll skill levels up, and he gains the title Chicken Runner. Cornered at a cliff, the dragon takes a risk and leaps, managing to ride the wind and escape. Exhausted, he believes the spider has given up, until it uses its web to cross the gap and resumes pursuit. Multiple monsters appear during his desperate escape, granting him massive experience. His level rapidly rises from 1 to 8. Now stronger, he confronts Tarantarouge. The spider uses double poison, attempting to wait until the toxins take effect. Pretending to suffer, he lures it into complacency before attacking from the air with baby breath, finally defeating it. His level jumps from 8 to 14. Despite leveling up significantly and gaining the dragon tail skill, the dragon still does not obtain human transformation. Exhausted, he finds an empty cave, cooks meat using discovered fruits as seasoning, and gains the title Mr. Chef. While eating, he reflects on how his appearance has become terrifying and fears even Mriia would not recognize him now. The episode returns to the village, where rumors spread that Mr. Dawes may still be alive in the forest. Mriia wants to organize a search party, but the villagers forbid her from going, and instead decide to ask the guild for help. The episode ends back with the dragon encountering what appears to be a harmless puddle, only to be attacked by a disguised monster. His view stat skill levels up again, and the episode concludes with the ominous title reveal. The pot turned out to be a tortoise. Episode 4 opens in the village. Mriia argues with the adults, insisting on going into the forest to search for Mr. Dawes, who went missing. The villagers refuse, saying they cannot risk her life or anyone else's. They decide instead to ask the Adventurers Guild to investigate the forest. Meanwhile, the dragon wakes up inside his cave, energized after eating and resting. He declares that he will level up rapidly and aims to unlock human transformation. While exploring, he notices a strange puddle-like creature. Trying to read its stats causes intense pain, but this upgrades his view stat skill from level 3 to level 4. Sensing danger, he decides to avoid the mysterious monster and changes direction. He soon finds what looks like a pot on the ground, only to discover it is actually a monster called a tortoise. He attacks it with Dragon Punch, but the attack has no effect. After a tough battle, the tortoise uses rest, making it even harder to defeat. The dragon changes strategy and throws it into water. The tortoise is defeated, granting experience that raises him from level 14 to level 15. He also receives the title Dastardly King, and his wrongdoer skill levels up. Suddenly, many tortoises appear. They use call allies, and some begin combining together. The dragon attacks them all at once, gaining the new skill, Meteorite. The mass defeat grants a huge amount of experience, raising him from level 15 to level 30. His fly skill increases to level 2, and view stats reaches level 5. Although the shells break and can't be used as pots, he gains meat and pelts, realizing how valuable vegetables are too. Despite his high level, he still hasn't learned human transformation and wonders how long it will take. He then hears unfamiliar footsteps and encounters a clay bear, a D+ rank monster made of clay with high recovery ability. Realizing it is the same rank as himself, he plans a sneak attack. His first strike damages the clay bear, but it immediately regenerates. The battle becomes difficult as the clay bear uses Regenerate, Sandstorm, and Transformation abilities. The dragon adopts hit-and-run tactics to drain its MP. When the clay bear's clay separates from its body, he uses that opening to finish it off. The victory raises him from level 30 to level 33, and he gains the skill Nutcracker. Using the clay bear's remains, he fires clay to create proper cookware. While waiting, he gathers food and examines various plants and mushrooms using his improved view stat skill. He finds lightning shrooms, carnivorous flowers, monster shrooms, and highly valuable plants, carefully avoiding dangerous or hallucinogenic ones. He also gathers spices and fruit, realizing how valuable some of them are. Back in the village, a man claims he saw Mr. Dawes walking deeper into the forest while muttering to himself. Despite the danger, Mriia agrees to join a search party heading toward the rock dragon, knowing they may die without her help. Back at his cave, the dragon finishes firing his clay pot and cooks for the first time. With salts from the carnivorous plant, he makes a proper meal and deeply enjoys it. This earns him progress in the title Mr. Cook. Unsatisfied with the bowl, he creates better ceramics, including a spoon and bricks, gaining the title Ceramic Artisan. Adventurers arrive in the forest to investigate, confirming they are in Noah's forest. The dragon returns home, prepares meat and pelts, and realizes he's getting used to this world. When monkeys begin stealing his jerky, he plans to poison food to chase them away. While gathering flowers near his cave, he encounters a new monster, Venom Princess Lacerda. She possesses only poison-related skills and attacks him using Clay Gun. She retreats after poisoning him. Although severely affected, his poison resistance increases from level 3 to level 4. As the pain spreads through his body, the episode ends.